Nick here from the Wells Reserve at Laudholm. I'm standing out behind the Coastal Ecology Center, a building you know pretty well, I think. This is going to be the site of our next solar array coming in, probably later this summer, early fall. That'll power our new electric vehicle chargers in the parking lot. 2 new chargers, public chargers in the parking lot, one back here for staff. We're going electric, fully electric at the Wells Reserve. You may have heard of this energy revolution underway. We're part of it, so that's here. The Ecology Center, you know, the old barn, still there, still holding up. But I want to show you a new thing. You know, we've always taken these old buildings, given them new life. 21st century uses from these 19th century structures. These chicken coops behind me have been here for more than 100 years. The roof is sagging. They've been used for storage, lobster traps, groundhogs. But over the last 6 months, we've transformed the end of the chicken coops into what we're calling the super secret lobster hatchery, the Lobster Coop. During the pandemic, the New England Aquarium shut down in Boston. No visitors coming in. Grant funds dried up. They had to send all their staff home, furloughed everybody. And within the aquarium was one of the oldest lobster hatcheries in the country. They'd been supplying lobster, little baby lobster larvae and different sized lobsters to research labs throughout New England for decades. Overnight, had to shut down. Dr. Jason Goldstein, whom you know, our research director, he used to work there. He helped set up that lab when he was a young student. They called him, said, "Can you come down? Can you use any of this stuff? We've got to keep this going." He said, "Sure," grabbed a U-Haul, went down, dead of night, took everything that was bolted down, brought it back up here. An emergency airlift of lobster hatching supplies, tanks, filters, piping. He reassembled it here. Over the winter, we had volunteers, our new facilities manager, Brian Greenwood. They rebuilt the inside of these coops to be a lobster hatchery for our own research and eventually to supply other research labs around the state. You know, it's the most important fishery here, $450 million fishery, the most valuable in the world. It needs to be studied. We're doing it here. Come inside.
Some samples from here to look at under the microscope to see if they've gotten to a further stage.
Really weird, I'm going to drop my phone in there.
So right now, since they hatched on Friday, they're still on stage 1. And so we're just looking at the attributes, and then hopefully we'll be able to see these pleopod buds. So that's basically what I'm looking for to show that they have gone into stage 2. And so this will help us determine if, when they reach stage 4, which is our target for running some swimming trials on them to see if, basically their endurance, basically swimming in currents and things.
And those swimming trials are in those tanks, the kind of like the water treadmills, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. We're gonna have them basically run on a treadmill for 48 hours and see how they do in different temperatures. And then we have to freeze them and send them off to a lab so they can get basically figure out how much body fat they've lost, basically get a good chemical assessment of them to see how that has impacted them. So, yeah.
So the reason we can't talk about this great project, this project that is so of the Wells Reserve, old buildings into new purposes, is that we didn't get the permits in time. We had to do it so quickly. We had to have a May 1st start date to get those lobsters up and growing for our summer research. There wasn't time to pull the electrical, the plumbing, all the permits that we needed to do that. So I wish I could talk about this to other people, but we can't. So science never stops here. The research never sleeps. But yeah, you're one of the few people who know about this project. As always, thanks so much for supporting the research efforts here. We couldn't have done it without the support of the Ford Fund, our postdoc, and Dr. Goldstein together working on this cutting-edge lobster research. It's just a new era for us down here at the Wells Reserve. Take care. Be well.